Hello, and it's raining. Welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So, it's chucking it down outside. Thank God I took the dog inside, bless him. From Stewart Brewing, it's their Coastal Hopper. First time I've ever seen this beer. Can you hear that? 2 loads of washing on the line as well. A West Coast triple opt DIPA. 7.4%, like I say, for the Lidl Beer Festival. God. Full flavoured, big hitting, West Coast dipper. Big piffy bitterness and trademark pine. Citrus peel, black pepper, dank hop flavours dominate our take on this classic style. So yeah, not come across that before. A triple hopped West Coast dipper. So yeah, under £2 at the Lidl Beer Festival. You've got to say, you know, in a time where everyone's feeling the pinch, and with a stupid government, more so. In times of crisis, don't you think the world's governments are doing the absolute piss poor job? Hey? Oh dear. It's like the idiots are running the show across the globe. Eh? So, it's pouring, looks like an amber pour. Bit of subtle carbonation going off. Centimetre of head. Yeah, crystal clear. Looks like a nice cask beer, to be fair. But yeah, it's looking good. Let's dive in. A little bit too close. Certainly getting pine on the nose. I've already forgot what else it said. Citrus peel, yeah, I did get some citrus on the nose, but certainly pine. So, cheers all. Ooh, good bitterness, resinous, pine. And when you think about West Coast beers, wow, that's a heavy rain. And my washing line's not on the floor in the morning. Ooh, it's got a lovely kick to it, that has. Like you say, the price, you know, under £2. It's tasting good. You know, they're not going to make a lot of money on this. But it's good for their brand, you know. Obviously, the more you mass produce something and automate it, the more chance that you're going to make a profit on it, or at least a small profit. So, yeah, I mean, under £2, you know, when you look at what craft beers are selling for up and down the country and the duty you pay on craft beers, it's a wonder how they can do big beers so cheap at times. I mean, I know this because I've spoke to brewers, and some of the what they in their cask beer, what they pay out on duty before they even sell it is ridiculous. And I know this is quite the issue across the country with duty. Does it change when it's in can from cask? Not so sure. I know that the big makers with their mega cask barrels, if that's what you want to call them, the government let them off. Yeah, look after the rich companies again. Tell you what, the Conservatives are such frauds, aren't they? This last 5 years, has been an eye opener to how bad they are, and certainly the last month has been, my gosh, yeah. It's like you've just put the idiots in charge of the show. I mean, Kwasi Kwarteng, flipping heck. Did he do any maths at school? I mean, sure, there's people who advise the government and say that's a really, really bad idea. Liz Truss and this tax thing, really bad idea. Reducing tax only helps the rich. It does not help anybody on the low wage or the poor. You have to help the poor in a different way. Jeremy Hunt, or whatever his name is, I think actually in COVID he had his head screwed on amongst that. You watched him. I don't know if the NHS like him because he was a bit of a one with the NHS, but he does seem to have a brain on him. And he's already said taxes are going to go up. Well, and government spending down a bit. Certainly spending on the wrong things needs to come down. Strange old world we're living in. But need a windfall tax on all the energy companies that are making mega billions and saying to, we're going to take 80% of your profit. You know, above a certain amount, we're taking it back, we're feeding it back into the system. That takes the pressure off the low part of the country, the people that can't afford it, that are struggling. If we can see this, then why can't the government see this? Strange. In any case, usual Waggy review. Yeah, we'll talk a bit about the beer. We'll talk about crap governments. Then we'll go back to the beer. God, that was some shower. Make sure I take a good coat. Yeah, for the price, you know. Price is a factor with beers. You get what you pay for. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll pay 11 or 12 quid for a beer and it's like, I've had better at 2 quid or 1.50. And then that becomes a major issue because you paid all that money out and the beer's rubbish. I mean, I've done the same with wines. I've had £30 bottles of wines from a shop. So, you know, in a restaurant, you'd probably pay about 120, something daft. I mean, £3 or £4 bottles of bloody Pinot Grigio at 20 quid in the restaurant. So you look at the factor of adding money on. I mean, £7 or £8 bottles of Malbec are 30 quid in restaurants. 30 quid, you look and think, I know these brands. And, you know, at one time I knew a lot about wine because it was my daily job looking after wines. Obviously the beers, wines and spirits. But, yeah, you know, you had to know your job. Sadly, I've not done a wine review for ages. I need to jump back on them, really. Lots of homebrew reviews coming on the channel this week because I'm taking all my own brew with me. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 different homebrew reviews this week. Plus 2 gins are going to get reviewed as well. I've got 2 gins. So that's just the reviews of normal stuff. And then if I pick oat up or if we go out anywhere for a beer, obviously got to try and keep the cost down a little bit. But yeah, a bit of a chit chat late at night and a few beers, that's good. Yeah, looking forward to a nice week away. Hopefully my back gets better because it's still in a crap position. And you know, once I'm up and moving, I'm all right. It's when I'm bending over is when it's really, really tough. So, going to be interesting. Going to be interesting in the long run with that. Hopefully it sorts itself out. You never know in these things. So Stewart Brewing, another 7% for this beer. They've done some cracking beers over the years. Tend to be mostly across Lidl. Lidl seem to be their outlet in this country. Can't remember seeing them in a Tesco's before, or Asda. Unless I have and I forgot, which is quite easy done, obviously. Black pepper. Definitely got like a bit of pepper, a bit of spice. Then twangy, citrus, pine, resinous. It's quite a bag full of stuff in this beer. That peppery spiciness really hits you when you're drinking it quite a bit at a time. Piss off, Rain. Oh, I could just sleep now. Couple of hours driving tomorrow, and go over to York. And so I'm recording this on the Saturday night. You won't see this till Sunday night. So I've got put a couple of reviews on tonight. I've recorded a couple of reviews for tomorrow, and then I'll be bashing in the remainder of the reviews from the Robin Hood Beer Festival. Albeit I need to check them first, because I think I got a bit more pissed up and drunk as I'm going along. And yeah, gotta be careful, haven't you? I'm usually not too bad when I'm doing reviews though, because I'm usually half coherent. But we'll see. There's 2 reviews that I'm looking at and thinking, ooh, let's see how bad these reviews are. But we shall see. We shall see. All good fun. I thought there was somebody walking outside, then there shouldn't be anybody walking outside. So as you can see, for me, a good addition to this little beer festival. I thought it was an interesting beer festival, really. Sessionable beers, some stouts, a good range of different beers from breweries that, apart from Black Sheep, obviously, that don't tend to get into the big supermarkets. And you look and you think Lane Brewing, Donkeystone, Yeasty Boys, Freedom, Stewart, being Bookham, obviously they're a big brewery, but a lot of these don't get into the big supermarkets, so not very regular at least. So it's great to see Lidl supporting these breweries and their beers, and obviously a lot of companies now are going down the craft beer route or even semi-craft beer route. Whoa, that is a big spider. Ooh. Yeah, piss off back up to the ceiling out of the way. Wow. I'll be darting past that when I walk out. I was alright when it was crawling across the ceiling. When it dangled down in front of me, like, oh no. Yeah, my shoes over there, mate. You're gonna get swatted. But in any case, yeah, another belter. Good 4.3 out of 5. Interesting, yeah. And for the price, yeah, you can't fault it. You can't fault it for the price. Price has got to be a variable in any beer reviews going forward. Cost of living crisis. You can't say a £15 beer and put it against a £3 beer and they taste so similarly. Like the £15 beer is out of the equation. Don't matter who brews it, what brewery. You know, it's got to be something special. If you're paying a tenner for a beer these days, it's got to be a special beer. Don't care whose name's on the bottle or the can. You know, it's as simple as that. But yeah, that's it for me. I did enjoy it, so that's good. And we'll see you soon. Hoping to do beer reviews across the week on the channel. Maybe the odd silly live. I think there might be the odd pissed up live as well. Taking the Chromebook, taking my phone, both my phones. The Chromebook for internet work, as well as maybe the odd bit of posting. And in fact, I need to take the Chromebook with me now, actually. But yeah, we're up for an exciting week away. So I'm going to York. I'm going to Filey, Scarborough, Moulton. Brasscastle's in Moulton if it's open. Oh, fair play. And if we can get to places like tap rooms or good craft beer bars, because let's be fair, sometimes just a good pub with craft beer on, or good cask beer is a fantastic thing. Beers that I've never ever come across. Even if they're quiet pubs, that's great for me, because everyone else will have a chit chat, and I can do a review, and maybe my mate Andy will join in on the review. So there's two of us, two reviews. He's got a good opinion. If it's shit, say it's shit, and you know, sometimes that's the best way. And other times you have to be quite subtle in the way you say it. I'm more subtle these days, at least. But yeah, going to be great. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting on this little channel. You know, we're getting slowly going up the subscriber, you know, ladder, as it were. I haven't had the look that some of the other ones have had out there, where all of a sudden it's just jumped by about 20,000 or anything. But you never know. One day, you know. And it's a great community. I mean, the community that we go out and we do beer reviews with the community. Hey, isn't that the best thing? Hey, not just sitting on your own in your ass. Do beer reviews. Let the community join you, and do beer reviews with them as well. You know, and reasonably sober beer reviews. And yeah, I like to think that I'm a bit different, in some ways at least. Cheers all.